What's up, everybody? This is a story I have shared numerous times before. I feel like sharing it again. Okay, so I've always been an aspiring chef. I've always known how to cook. Ever since the age of 9, I learned how to cook and do things for myself. I learned at a young age. I was kind of forced to because my mom, I was raised by my grandma. Uh, I call her mom. She, uh, she raised me, and uh, I learned how to cook at a young age. But nevertheless, I grew up with the aspiring goal of always becoming an owner of something. First, it was arcade, but I never did anything to that. And then I wanted to get into carpentry, but education is huge and important for that. And I never stayed in school or paid attention. But nevertheless, back in 2004, I just graduated culinary arts school. Uh, I was fresh out of the culinary into the culinary world. My first job was Milestones. I worked as a dishwasher, working my way up. Then there was, you know, goals. Eventually I found a chef. A chef found me, I should say, and said that I have potential and signed me up for a place called Surrey Aboriginal Cultural Society. It was one of the best experiences I have ever had. It taught me the proper ways of cooking, and nevertheless, I graduated back in 2003. 2004 came around. I was a few months into my job, this place called Fog and Suds. It was, I guess, an old restaurant, but they're all gone now. I, uh, I was working there, and it was about 5 days before my birthday, November 17th. I remember the day. My birthday is November 22nd. It was 5 days before my birthday. I wanted a party. That's all I cared about, Fresh father, fresh from graduating culinary arts, new job. All I wanted to do was party because that's all I was thinking about. Aside from my daughter and everything else. I got a phone call from my friend in the middle of the shift, Norm. He calls me up and he's all like, let's go for a drink. And I'm the one who talked him into it. And he convinced me that he was getting a 2-6, finished the 2-6, grabbed a 2-6 of vodka. He told me to meet him after work. We met up at Patterson Station. It was just one 2-6 of vodka and Smirnoff. You know the entrance way of Patterson Station, Central Park. There's this big rock there at the entrance. Me and Norm stood there for, I don't know, 5 minutes, finished the 2-6. It was, he's a big guy. I'm about 6'1", 200 and plus pounds back then. He realized that we finished the 2-6 within way too fast, and we weren't even buzzed. I just finished work, so I didn't have any money, so he called his partner at the time, and he'd had requested for more money so we can get more alcohol, and he successfully done so. So we were on our way to New Westminster, and we still weren't. I wasn't feeling anything. He wasn't feeling anything. But yet we just finished the 2-6, so it didn't click in yet. We get to New Westminster, and we grab more booze and we go to this place, this medical office down out in New Westminster. There's this medical office where people like to sit and drink. I'm sure that if there was booze hounds watching this story, then someone will understand what I'm saying. There was also a large amount of alcohol that was purchased from OE's, Old English, Bull Max. I'm old. Yeah, I'm old. Bull Max, Wisers, some other booze. There was like lots of others. There was lots, like at least 100 something were purchased. And you know, I was rookie at the time. Yeah, it was big, but I thought I could handle the world. And you know, me and my friend, we finished all that alcohol. No question. It was no problem too. But I say no problem. You don't know what happened next. I blacked out. And, you know, with having a job and a family and a future ahead of me, all I wanted to do was rush home. I made my way home, and I was trying to make it to the bus stop so I could jump on the last bus or make the last SkyTrain from New Westminster back to Broadway. So it was 12:40 and I was trying to race for it, and the bus driver wouldn't let me onto the bus. I knew if I jumped on the bus, everything would have been kosher. But he wouldn't let me onto the bus, so I sobered up for a minute, not even. I started to run for the last SkyTrain from 6 and I was up the street on way at the top of the hill, and I figured I could try to run. And Norm, I left him. He let me go. Asshole. I don't care if you're watching. We've never been close anyway, especially after that night. But I was running. And when I was running for the bus, my last SkyTrain, I was running red lights. It was dark. Like I said, the time, it was almost 1 a.m. It was raining. I was running down the hill. She was driving up the hill. Always look both ways. I was struck by a motor vehicle. I broke my neck, my C1 to my C7, my back, my ribs, my hip. I punctured my lungs. I ruptured my spleen. I fractured my skull. I broke my nose. I lost my 2 front teeth. I was actually DOA. DOA is abbreviation for the word dead on arrival. I was dead for about 15 minutes, 10 minutes. The only reason why I'm alive now is because of blood donors. What's up, everybody? Again, so from that instance, blood donors and all, I suffered from my broken neck, my C1 to my C7. It was a hairline fracture, and I suffered a major permanent disability in my right arm called brachiopelexis. It's a nerve damaged injury. I lost my right arm. I learned how to become ambidextrous from that moment. I learned how to use my right arm or left arm just as well as my right arm. I learned how to shave, cut, and cook with it. I lift with it. It's my arm now. I write with my right arm still, and you know, I got my right arm. I'm right-handed. From my broken neck to my permanent disability, to I guess I suffered Bell's palsy on the left side of my face because I suffered a stroke. Broke my hip, my left hip. I was only 20, born 2004. I was born 81. I was 23. I was only 20-year-old. Not many 20-year-olds break your hip. I have many injuries from that. I don't know if I said it all, but I went from the broken neck to the doctor telling me, you know, when I came to that evening, I came to a doctor, to the nurses actually. When I came to the nurses holding this, you know, that spit tray that you can spit into when you wake up, the brown thing. Anyways, I came to that. My 2 front teeth were into it, and they were telling me, I don't know if you know this, but you've been in a serious accident. You shouldn't move. That's when the doctor told me that my neck was broken, and you know, when I came to, I thought losing my front teeth was the worst news. I was greatly shocked. I went from the doctors telling me that to the doctors telling me I will never be the same again, like with my right arm. I'll never walk again because I was in a wheelchair. So I went from the wheelchair to a walker to a cane to jogging around those same doctors. My nose was permanently broken. So if in case anybody's ever wondering why, you know, my face is never full when I smile, or sometimes my left side of my face looks more droopy than my right side, it's because I suffered Bell's palsy when I broke my neck. And Bell's palsy is a nerve damage. I lost all feeling on the side of my left side of my face. I couldn't even blink. I couldn't control my eye. I couldn't blink. So I had the nurses come in every 15 minutes to apply liquid eye drops because I couldn't blink. Yeah, I've suffered a lot at that point. I'm done sharing.